Hey everybody, hope you all are doing good so far. Like I said, today we're going to be learning about pronouns. Remember, um, pronouns are a noun that takes the place of a name. So instead of saying a name over and over again, we use a pronoun instead. So instead of saying Meredith was at school today, Meredith sat in her seat, Meredith did her work, Meredith went to gym, Meredith went to lunch, Meredith went home. Okay, instead of saying that, we replace the name with either she or her or you. So, for example, Meredith came to school today. She sat in her seat. She went to lunch. She went home. Instead of repeating the name over and over again, we use pronouns. And we're going to, again, review a little bit about what pronouns are by starting off with subject and object pronouns. Those are our two basic pronouns, and we'll build off that as we continue on. So, I know it might be a little bit hard to see this sheet, but I'll send this to you, and there's another sheet that I'll have up here that I'll send to you as well. So let's get to it. So, subject pronouns. It says the English subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Okay. We use these pronouns when they're the subject of a verb. So that means like they are about to be doing something. Okay. So subject pronouns are about to be doing something. Usually, when you have subject pronouns, they're at the beginning of the sentence. Okay. Subject pronouns, for the most part, sometimes not always, but for the most part, subject pronouns will be in the beginning of a sentence. Okay. Object pronouns. So since subject pronouns are in the beginning of the sentence, object pronouns are usually going to be at the end of the sentence, usually middle or end of the sentence. Okay. And object pronouns, those are me, you, him, her, it, us, them. And it says, notice that it and you are the same when they're the subject and object pronouns. So it and you are both subject and object pronouns. And again, like I said, remember, typically subject pronouns are in the beginning. So if it and you are in the beginning of the sentence, it's probably be a subject. Or if it and you are at the end, it'll be an object pronoun. Okay, and it says we use object pronouns in most situations when the pronoun is not the subject of the sentence. So the object pronoun is usually not what the sentence is all about. Okay, it's included in the sentence, but it's not what the sentence is about. So, an example of an object pronoun: John knows me. So, someone knows me. I am not the end-all, be-all of the sentence. This sentence is more about our subject pronoun, which in this first case would be John. Okay. So again, I will post this with the different examples on here. They're just real short sentences. But next, you have a list here. These are our basic and common subject and object pronouns. Like I said in the beginning, there is a short list on that first page, but this is an even more drawn out list, okay? So you see that we have the subject pronoun I, you, he, she, it, they, we. Object pronoun me, you. Again, you is the same in both. Him, her, it. It is the same for both as well. Them and us. And the most important thing about these is that they have to agree with each other, okay? So if, like for my example earlier, if I kept saying Meredith and I switched it to she is one person, okay? I'm not gonna say Meredith came to school, they sat at her seat. We are not talking about more than one person. All we said was Meredith. So we gotta make sure our pronouns are agreeing with each other, okay? Also, you might have that situation with names. So if you have, for example, Brendan went to gym today, we wouldn't say she went to gym today because Brendan is a boy's name. Now, in some cases, there are differences where the name could be both a boy and a girl. So, for example, my name is Chris. If you know Mrs. Hack in the office, people also call her Chris, and Mrs. Erlacher, people also call her Chris as well. So, a name like Chris could be either, you could either use he or she, or him or her, okay? It just depends on the situation. Obviously, there's some names that are mostly for boys, some names that are mostly for girls. Then you have those ones, like I said, like Chris, or there's also like Alex. There's Sam can be a boy or girl. Just depends on the context of the sentence. But if you have any kind of situations like that, what you feel is best is what you think. So if that's you won't get a right or wrong answer if the name can go to being a boy or to being a girl. But if it's an obvious one like maybe Eric, maybe we need to call that he, call that as a pronoun he or him, and not a her. Now in cases of animals, like pets, we don't know if we don't know the gender, if we don't know if it's a boy or a girl pet, we call that, we would say it, because we don't know the gender of it, okay? So, if you guys do have any questions, please be sure to ask me, and we will meet again at 2 o'clock. Come ready with those questions. You guys will have this list of pronouns. You guys will also have the list, or the page before this one. So, hope you guys have a great rest of the day.